What's going on, everybody? It's Ted again here with CountdownCityGeeks.com. Got another fantastic interview for you. Director of the upcoming fantastic period piece samurai film Tornado is one and only John Maclean. How are you doing, sir?
I'm very well, thank you very much.
This is such an amazing film. I love finding gems like this. I tend not to read about the details of films too much whenever I'm screening them because I really want to be surprised. And this one really sets you in a certain spot and takes you on a wild ride that you do not anticipate. And by the end of it, I was like, how did we get here? It's
Yeah,
amazing the journey that you take the audience on in this film. Tell us about the inspiration that you got for Tornado, because you are also a writer of this project.
yeah. I made a film called Slow West, which was a Western, and I made that. That was my previous film, and I kind of looked at. I was looking at the American West as a place, maybe not full of American cowboys, but maybe a place full of European and Scandinavian and African and people from all over the world in the West. So I kind of thought for my second film to kind of look at Britain in the same way, and in the way that I took the Western somewhere else with Slow West, I thought maybe to take the period drama, the British period drama, somewhere else, and because it's quite possibly quite it's been depicted a lot in certain ways, but I thought, where's the outsiders and where's the kind of the bandits and where's the people from all over the world? And
Mm.
in the end, I settled on a Japanese person coming, and then that meant that I got to sort of use my love of samurai cinema and all the way from Kurosawa and the early samurai cinema right the way through to you know, um, modern samurai films. So yeah, it was. I just thought, can I join these together? And I think that was the challenge.
Challenge achieved, if you ask me. Um,
Thank you.
Wildly vivid. I love the cinematography.
Mhm.
You're shooting on location, of course. I'm assuming this is in the UK where you shot.
We shot in January in Scotland, which was
Mm.
quite crazy because it gets dark at 4:30, and we
Mm.
only had 25 days to shoot it, so it was really fast, really tight. Crazy amount of setups every day, no time to think, one take and move on. But somehow that kind of energy and working at that kind of speed made sense for the film and kind of, I think you can feel it when you watch the film. You can almost feel the sort of speed of the crew as well, as well as the speed of the plot. So a wonderful cinematographer called Robbie Ryan, who's one of the best in the world, and he shoots, he shot sort of Poor Things by Yorgos or a lot of stuff, but um, he um, he loves to shoot 35 mil, and we somehow, even though it was low budget, managed to shoot 35 mil film. So yeah, it was it looks great, and I've only ever worked with Robbie, so we have this collaboration that's sort of it means that we can work super fast. We barely talk to each other, we just get on with it.
I love that. I love that. Any challenges you face because the environment that you guys are filming in is extremely hilly. It's some sort of countryside, and I imagine you guys are having to lug all this
Oh,
equipment everywhere you guys are going.
it was It was crazy. Yeah, it was full on old school filmmaking. I think at one point we had to get everyone on a boat just to get across this lake to get to one location. And I'm not talking about a little rowing boat, and camera crew and actors and once you get over there, there's no warmth for the crew to sort of sit around in. There's maybe one bit of plastic up with a little heater plugged into a
Wow.
generator. But people like Tim Roth, and Tim could have stayed in a big hotel in the city and then come out, and he didn't. He stayed in a little cottage on the location, and we all just sort of got into it and embraced it and kind of knew that it was going to be that rough. But I think when it's that rough and you're only doing one take, you're not like taking advantage of anyone, everyone, and sort of waiting around for the right light, or there was not, so that because of that, everyone just sort of felt that we all had the same aim, and we were just going for it.
I love hearing that. Also love hearing, Tim's really getting into the energy of the production and all
Yeah,
that. Kudos to him. Kudos to the rest of the cast who are
yeah.
incredible. Your lead, Koki. Talk to us about Koki.
Well, I looked for a long time for someone, and I wanted someone maybe with a British accent because I thought, this film really is. Deep down, it's about a girl that's sort of torn between her father's Japanese samurai-ness and but living in Britain and wanting just British friends and just not to be not that side of her, and so I wanted someone. So we looked for someone maybe with a British accent and um, looked for a long time and just to tick all those boxes of being athletic and a skilled fighter, looking great and being able to really act and still being unknown and sort of 17, 18 years old. It was a real challenge. And then in the end, the film was sold to the sales agents, and they said, "Oh, it was a film called Blade of the Immortal, which is a Japanese samurai film that came out a few years ago, starring this mega famous Japanese guy. His daughter's 17, 18, so." We reached out to her and she went to British school in Japan, so she has a British accent, and I got so I got on the Zoom with her, and honestly, within 5 seconds, I knew it was her. I was like, that is, she looked just like the person I'd written, and then I just thought, if only she can act, and as you see, she can act, and because she comes from this sort of samurai movie sort of Japanese culture, she was put through 4 or 5 months of training in Japan, not even part of our budget, but just to be ready, and just to be honor the tradition of Japanese samurai. So she came. The real challenge was the sort of British guys fighting her that just couldn't do it, and the fights had to be reduced a little bit in because they just weren't up to her. She could have choreographed some crazy stuff, but so she was running she was just showing 5 or 10% of her sword skills in this film.
I love hearing that. That's just incredible. I mean, it sounds like fate is what it sounds like, and a director
Yeah,
can only hope that that sort of situation comes across every time.
because the film, because of funding, a film could have gone and then it staggered, and then there was the actors' strike and it staggered, then there was COVID and it staggered, so, each time we might have had a different person, and, I just think waiting that extra couple of years and the actors' strike being over and COVID being over and everything coming together and getting a little bit of funding and then finding her, it couldn't have really worked out any better, I think.
The movie is called Tornado. It is in theaters May 30th. Tim Roth, who's incredible in it. Your lead Kiko is incredible. Fans of Rory McCann can catch him in this film. Go check it out if you are a fan of westerns or samurai
Jack
films.
Lydon, Slow Horses.
This is the best of those worlds, bringing those two worlds together beautifully, dramatically, and absolutely just brilliant work by you and the rest of the cast and crew. Thank you, John, for taking the time to speak with me today, and hope that fans get to catch it.
Oh, brilliant. Thanks very much. It was great to talk to you.